All right, James, we had Paul the Pickleball guy on today. What do you think?
No, it was a good chat, man. It's interesting because I think most people who are familiar with Paul will know that he raised a bunch of money and started a shit ton of sites a year or two ago. So it kind of gives us the first updates, I don't know, in a long time, since all the recent Google updates as well. So he dives into what he's currently doing. A little surprise around how many sites that he's working on now and what he's doing. So yeah, pretty interesting insights into how everything's going there too, and what he's planning as well. So actually, some stuff is pretty practical for the listeners too, of building their own sites.
Yeah, it is. And I think how he pivoted, he did it in like a pretty smart way. I don't think I could have done it better. His pivot, really smart. For people who got clapped down by the helpful content update, take some fucking notes, guys.
Oh
Especially
yeah.
if you still love the industry. I don't think his strategy is something I could do if I didn't love it. He played pickleball for 10 years, so it was perfect. But yeah, this is shit we discuss in the advice community. Go sign up in the link down below. Get some discounts using the code INDEXY and quit messing about. The community's popping. Or yeah,
Dude.
James, did you know we're gonna start? We're gonna cap it at a certain amount of members because it's actually popping the fuck off. Like
Dude,
we're almost at 200 members.
That's a legit idea too, because it preserves the community, preserves
Yeah,
everything that's in there. There's some awesome stuff in there, man. Like I have that thing coming up here all day while I'm working.
yeah,
It's a
kind of
distraction,
distracting.
but
Kind of
yeah,
distracting.
very distracting.
But yeah, that's why I just spend like an hour or two reading it each day max. But yeah, it's guys, go sign up for it. Don't miss out. Some really great conversations to be had there. And go like and subscribe the video on YouTube, guys. All right, so check it out and let us know. What's good, everyone? It's Jacky Chou,
and this is James Lacey,
and you're listening to This Week in Digital Marketing. All right, Paul. Thanks for coming on the pod. I think we've had a couple interactions on Twitter in the past, but what's going on, man? Thanks for coming on.
No, I appreciate the invite. Looking forward to the conversation.
For those who don't know what you do,
and actually haven't been,
you want to give
been
them
interacting
a quick
on
intro
Twitter
about yourself?
I don't know. James, last time we talked was probably July
Dude,
or August.
Probably a year or 2 years ago, like actually talking. But yeah, it's been a long time since we messaged as well.
Yeah, I've gone into my shell a little bit with what we've been up to. So hopefully, maybe on this podcast, I'll share a little bit more.
Yeah, what's new with you? Want to give a quick intro?
Oh, geez, yeah. Own and operate a portfolio of sites, two separate portfolios. Sort of a mass launch model with this last portfolio. 30 sites in. We launched 10 sites every 4 months, starting in June of 2021. Yes, 2022. Excuse me. And that was a huge lift. That was a ton of work, a lot of hustle with our team. We got crazy with the amount of writers and stuff we had. This was pre ChatGPT and any AI writing. So the thesis is based on let's deploy as many sites as we can. We actually originally thought we were going to launch 50. Let's seed them. We seeded them with 150 evergreen articles, matured them over 9 to 12 months. At the roughly 9-month mark, we began monetizing if they were large enough. Ezoic, then Mediavine if possible. And then, we started maturing them and monetizing them. That began in spring of last year. And we saw the growth of one specific site in the second cohort. We actually spent 6 times the amount of, probably 6 times the amount of money on this one site, just because we saw an opportunity with it early on, and launched an email newsletter with it. Did a ton of news-based content, video, social, the works, and it's been a fantastic ride so far. So. The other 29 sites the majority got hit by the algorithm updates over the past 6 months. And so we've, pre the right before the algorithm updates was that the end of August, early September.
Is that the helpful content one?
Yeah, HCU hit everybody, and including us, and we closed a round of secondary funding for this one site that was doing well with the newsletter, and so it timed out perfect, where we sort of hedged our bet, raised additional funds that were earmarked solely for email subscriber growth, so paid acquisition, and we grew that newsletter. It's last I looked, I think yesterday, it's 40,000 subscribers. Growth trajectory, we missed our end of year growth numbers, but that was due to high cost per acquisition with the cost of Facebook ads. But we're back on track. We should hit over 100,000 subscribers by August. My personal goal is 150,000. We've got some growth efforts to work on. 200 plus, potentially 250,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. So
nice.
Then, yeah.
Is it in the retail industry, or is it like more B2B?
It is
or can you
a
not speak
sport
on
industry.
Okay.
And actually, we've built a big enough moat. I'm highly confident in our success. Obviously, I hate assholes that, can I swear on the pod?
Yeah, please.
I hate, people that do scummy shit. And so, but we have a big enough moat. We are probably number 2 or 3 in this niche. And we got a big enough runway yet for paid acquisition. So, we are in the pickleball space. So our site
growing
is
fast. Get riding that wave.
Well, that's the wave we hit. We launched this site in November, December last 2021. So it's just over a year old, and right around then there was some drama in the space. There continues to be drama in the space. Everyone continues to grow, or the demo continues to grow. The demo's getting younger, so there's even more digitally native people coming into the space, which is exciting. Our demo, I can share more about our demo, which is really cool. But yeah, we've done incredibly well with paid acquisition. Obviously, it's just easy to convert a Facebook, Instagram ad into an email newsletter subscriber.
What's your pay per lead right now? Like cost per lead?
It's been ranging. I mean, early on, I did tests in spring. Our cost per acquisition was sub $1. It's slowly grown from there because of the holidays. We have an agency that we work with that has been great so far, but I think right now it's around $225. But that's blended with all our other acquisition. So,
are you doing that Spark Loop or Convert Kit or Beehive flywheel where you push Facebook traffic, and once they sign up, you ask them if they want to sign up for other newsletters, and then you kind of get lower cost per acquisition?
Yeah, I've tested that twice now, and it's never been successful in this space. I work directly with ConvertKit and SparkLoop, the SparkLoop guys, to figure out why the hell we weren't performing as I think we were performing like 10% of what people or their average is. I think my theory behind that is our demo, which I'll talk about. I mentioned a second ago. Our demo is 94% 45 years or older.
Really?
And 90% 65 or older. So
holy shit.
So not digitally native. Newsletters are completely new to this demo, and the whole upscribe, mass subscribe or subscribe to like 3 to 5 new additional newsletters, I don't think did very well. And there was requirements for that subscribe. They have to remain a subscriber. They have to engage within a certain amount of time. We had a ton of people drop off. So, but our sub rates are maintaining really well. I mean, we just cleaned our lists again, and so we're hitting 50 plus open rates. 6 to 10, even 12 sometimes % click rates
Damn,
across the newsletters.
That's solid stats, man.
Yeah. Our ad click rates are I want to increase, but that's, you know, that's easy enough when we can craft some better ad copy, better offers, that sort of thing. A lot of the brands we work with don't really offer a discount. So
your demo should be pretty high net worth, right? Individuals.
yeah, and I can probably pull up our data, but
how are you monetizing all these as well? Are they just sitting in the back of the site for display ad revenue, or what else you got going on?
Yeah, so we have affiliate going. Affiliate is the smallest. We haven't really focused on product reviews or buying guides. We have some because some of the brands we work with want them. We will likely get more into that, but I've been sort of allergic to it. We've been doing it for the last 3-6 years, and those are the buying guides and product reviews. I don't know. Maybe Jacky, you definitely have a different opinion, I think, but. Mediavine is deployed, you know, I think we're at like $1,500, $1,600 a month with that, but we're doing 5 figures in sponsorship across newsletter, site, and social. In November and December, we were earning close to 60 cents per subscriber, which is double industry average. So sorry guys, my dog's barking.
You're good.
So yeah, we started in August. We built, and that's part of why I stopped engaging online, is we hunkered down to build a sales operation that we had never done before. And so I think I'm bullish on sponsorships because we have our destiny in our own hands. We can hustle to gain, you know, more leads. We can sell more, we can discount, we can do lots of things to continue this revenue. Whereas when it was straight programmatic and straight and affiliate, you know, we were at the whims of Google, we were at the whims of customers, we were at the whims of the niche we're in. Like, there's just so much involved. And obviously sponsorship has some risks and fluctuations and market challenges, but I really like having my own destiny in my control. So
what kind of content have you got going on the site then? Is it mainly news focused, or what have you got, or is it SEO focused?
Yeah, so we still seeded the site with 150 evergreen articles. We started updating existing evergreen and adding new back in, I don't know, September. But a lot of the production we were doing in like spring and summer was news centric. With the news angle, I have some experience with it in previous lives, but we built out a news team that just churned a ton of trending news in the space, from, you know, the competing tours, the pros themselves, the sponsor dollars coming in, the apparel, the paddle, the health and wellness markets surrounding the industry, celebrity investors coming into pickleball. So we had our hands full, and we could have published probably 10x the amount we did. So we were really focused on specific stories that we feel our audience resonated with. But then during that entire time, we did polling. Like we did not stop polling our audience in varying ways. And at the end of the last year, we began to pivot our content strategy to really super serve this audience. And they want 3 specific things. They want to continue to play pickleball and get better. They want to stay healthy so they can keep playing pickleball. And if they are injured, they want to recover and get back to the court as soon as possible. So I began building relationships with some creators, some pros, some influencers in the space. We actually started doing influencer marketing pretty much from day one. We found some smaller creators that one smaller creator actually did so well that we can't afford him anymore. So that partnership was great. But so we found creators that we wanted to partner with, both on the social side, on the content expertise, building our expertise, authority, and trust. And we actually brought 2 of them on at the end of last year to build out what we were calling our core content, core competencies, and training and injury prevention are those 2 things. So Will East and Brady Berman Magday are those 2 creators that we brought on board, and we're still building that engine, sort of how they operate or how they produce content, and then we backfill everything to support. We're building some premium content that we're going to start selling soon, building a ton of partnerships for potentially an annual subscription. So doing a lot of brand building from day one has really paid off.
How are you paying those influencers? Is it just fee, or are you doing rev share, or what?
So, I mean, we're capitalized, so we had money to spend. So a lot of the influencers I would cut a 20 video deal with, or 20 post deal with. That first one that we can't afford anymore. That was that first deal. Is like, hey, he had one viral pickleball video that I found him from, and I just said, if we can do 20 more in the next 2 months, I'll pay you X dollars. And he was like, hell yeah, because it did so well. He's built a nice little cult following in the pickleball space, but also does other health and wellness niches too. So, and I just said, and I just floated him ideas, essentially like bits, like tag, like one-liner bits and he's like, I totally get this, and I know exactly how to run with this. And so that was how simple that type of relationship was. Some other influencers need a bit more hand-holding and sort of collaboration and stuff, but that one worked out well, and we got a ton of growth on our Instagram channel. So
nice. So you've like pivoted pretty hard from like the niche site game to more newsletter, social content strategy, right? What's your like YouTube, like what's your video strategy right now? Do you guys have one, or are you guys?
Right now it's vertical only. We really want to start a long form strategy, and we have some some interesting vision around that. I think pickleball is similar to golf in that it has this social and digital influence, and I've kept my eye out for talent that we could partner with to actually do this. But I think Pickleball Union, and have I mentioned the domain yet? It's pickleballunion.com. I think Pickleball Union could be similar in size, scale, and reputation as Foreplay or Good if you're into the golf YouTube space, or Bob Does Sports, which is one of my favorites. Is if we can find 4, because doubles pickleball is a lot more fun to watch than singles. If we can find 4 to 6 talented, young, funny influencers in the space that want to build a long form strategy, that would be the ideal video strategy for us. We could certainly get into interviews, pickleball interviewing. Like we've seen some competitors do it, and we're not that impressed. Some of them are good, but the other option we can consider is doing some type of a podcast video network. We've explored that since we have the sponsorship sales effort. Actually, one of the biggest risks I told our investors at the end of the last year is that we won't have enough content to sell into. So, a long form video, long form audio, influencer centric strategy is really what we need to get to soon. But we're still in growth mode. I really want to get to 100,000 subscribers as quickly as possible, so we have that bigger moat that we can capitalize on.
Interesting, man. I'm a huge fan of the industry. I think it's growing so quickly that it's really hard to fail here. Side note, what are you doing with like incredible? What are you doing with your other sites? Like the what did you say, 29 other ones? Are they just sold off fire sale? Are you just letting it kind of just simmer now? What's going on with those?
Yeah, at the end of this last year, we decided to conserve capital and make sure we have a long enough runway for Pickleball Union. So we stopped any like live or ongoing production on the other 29 sites. We still do maintenance and stuff like that, and make sure they're doing well. AI makes that easy for content updates and some optimization things here and there. But we backed out or backed down significantly on the other 29, but we're going to maintain them. We're going to continue to let them mature. There are a few that they're not at the scale of Pickleball Union by any means, but they could certainly be a similar strategy with the newsletter site and social, and with a sponsorship revenue focus. I'd love to. And we do have plans to get back into a few of them pretty quickly here in 2024. But yeah, we're really bullish on Pickleball Union at the moment.
Nice. Yeah, I think okay. So they're on maintenance, but you're completely focused on Pickleball Union. Dude, you guys, like the ones that you don't think have any potential, you should just start selling guest posts and like niche edits on those.
Dude, that link farm would be would be six figures, surely, right?
Yeah, I think simply because there's so many agencies doing outreach right now. I don't know if you have the contact forms turned on, but dude, you can easily do, if you have a site that does like 500 traffic a month, I'm pretty sure you can do 4 figures a month in just link sales per each site.
Well, Jacky, I've been catching up on what you're up to. You wanna do that as a test for us? We'll just
I'd be down. We could split that because it's, dude, you just set it up once. It's so easy. So people fill out the contact form. You set up like a Zap, and it just auto responds with prices for all your sites, and then that's it. You're done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, so walk me through this. Like, can you share? Well, I mean,
I don't mind. I don't care. So like pretty much, let's say indexy.com is dead. Someone fills out a contact form. Hey, I still want to buy a link off your site, and then you just autoresponder goes out. Hey, here are all the prices for all my sites, and then they just pick and choose which one they want, and then they're going to try to negotiate you down. But you put a VA on it saying like, hey, you can't. It's firm. Just come back when you're at time, and then here are all like the links to pay. And then you're done.
Can't I automate the purchase, the form submission for the content they want published, or even upsell on we'll write the content for you type of?
Yeah, you totally could. You totally could.
Things more complex as I normally do.
Yeah, you could. But yeah, I think it's just many people don't even accept backlinks, because if your site is dead, I have so many dead sites. Dude, I just turn that shit on, and it's like I have a site doing 300-400 traffic a month, and it makes like 4 figures. Like I think 1.2K a month. Dude, why wouldn't you do it, right? It's no one's buying that site off you, right? It's right. Dead. Like no one's buying it. So why not just squeeze the lemon? It's a why not.
Do you do any direct outreach?
No, because that's like I don't want to be pitching something I don't believe in. So if someone is asking me to buy it, I think it's fair game. I don't have to educate them that, hey, this link might suck. But if they're reaching out to me, I'm going to sell it, And
you don't say guest posts available anywhere on the site, right? It's simply a response to a contact form.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you could also say accepting guest posts if you want more leads.
Sure.
Yeah. I think you could, if a site is like downward trajectory, I think you can get in the next like 6 months, I think you can get as much money out, like similar to like an exit valuation. I think you can get like, so let's say it's doing $500 a month. I think you can easily do triple, quadruple, 5x that on link sales.
Nice.
I'm pretty certain. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have one of my team members go through our contact forms and just see how many, over the last like 3 or 4 months, like how many sales.
I just set it through Slack. You just have it go through Slack,
right?
And then have one VA on it, and then just incentivize that. Like for every link sale you get, I don't know, fucking 5% or something like that.
Right.
You know, that gets them
Alright.
hyped up. Yeah. Because it's inbound sales. It's the easiest sales on earth. You don't even have to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna look into that, especially if we can start generating some revenue. I mean, that'd be dope if it was 29 sites. Let's assume half are large enough or get enough inbound. I don't know. Maybe
let's
that's enough
say
to
you make
cover
like
our pickleball union team overhead or something.
Yeah, conservatively, like maybe super conservative, you make $100 per site per month.
Sure.
You take those. $3K a month, we take those all day, every day. Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. Are you doing any like the typical niche site content you mentioned earlier on Pickleball Union? Like, there's so many things to be done. Like, are you doing best pickleball paddles or no?
Yes, I mean like I said, the product reviews and buying guides are less attractive for us right now. We have actually some partners that we're talking to that will likely just give us free product that we can, and we have the talent now that can just hack through as many reviews as they possibly can in a given month. But I have two of my best. I have an SEO and a editor. Evergreen editor that I've worked with since we acquired our first portfolio, that they are hacking through building out our topical map much more thoroughly than we had before. So yeah, I mean, they're churning through a ton of content. Yes, using some AI, but primarily just for optimization from an existing article or existing experience that we've garnered from one of our talents or something. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that content map grow, but also how it's going to drive conversion for our newsletter and our premium content that we have yet to deploy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, fuck. One of my sites is in architecture, and that shit got clapped to death. But we still have like a pretty relevant business model through our like newsletter, for example. It's at like I think 10K. And our TikTok at like fucking 1 million followers. But I still don't know. You know how they say EAT and you have all these outside signals? Like we have 10K newsletter subs, 1 mil on freaking TikTok. People are searching our brand name, but it still gets destroyed by Google. I'm kind of like, what do we do now? So like, do I even focus on the blog content anymore? We just open it up to freaking guest posts now. I don't even care anymore because it still does like 15K sessions a month. So we just sell freaking mid 4 figures in guest posts now. I don't.
Well, that's
like,
where
what am I gonna do?
I'm so bullish on newsletters, if only for the fact that it de-risks an entire like media site. Because I mean I think we did we're doing like 80,000 page views a month. That could drop to 10, and I don't give a shit because the Mediavine revenue is not enough to matter at this point with our overhead, churn, or our spend. But the newsletter, like, it's opened up so many sponsorship doors immediately. Like they just recognize, oh shit, you got 40,000 subscribers and a 50% open rate. Yeah, we want to work with you. And actually, the difficult part in pickleball is we got large enough 2 months ago that most of the pickleball brands, aside from probably 5 to 6, maybe 7 or 8 paddle brands, we priced them out of working with us. Like pickleball brands, which is okay because like I said, our demo is older. So luxury travel, luxury anything, health and wellness, financial products.
Dude,
we have
the
all
supplements
these
you can pump to that demographic.
Supplements, yeah. We're talking to a few, not like purely supplement companies, but those types of CPG model brands. So
interesting.
But I mean, it's what the difficult part is. We've dug ourselves a good hole in that. Yes, we could sell banner ads on the newsletter. We could sell a featured, a secondary, even a tertiary, and just load up our newsletter. But that only gets us, I think that probably only gets us 40 cents per subscriber per month. Where you win in the newsletter space, I think, is having the content arm available so that you can create bespoke editorial on your site. You can create video content throughout your social and YouTube strategy. Long form podcast, obviously the dwell time and the listenership of those is big impact, and sponsors want those ad reads. But yeah, if we and then our own premium content, if we can get to $1, $2 in revenue per subscriber per month, like that's huge.
Yeah, I mean your cash conversion your
Yeah.
cash conversion cycle will be freaking intense if you can get to, what is it, like $2? Is that like a payback period of like 2-3 months? That's crazy. Okay. Well, dude, what's like your plans next? Are you just like all revenue generated, you're putting it back into the newsletter, like in growth, or are you gonna invest into, heavily into other verticals, like you mentioned earlier, video or something like that? Or I don't know. What's your end goal here? Are you going to launch a D2C product? Are you going to go into that? Maybe some sort of software? I don't know.
Well, so the current plan is to not run out of capital. So I have a mandate from our investors that they don't want to see $1 of earnings for at least another year or two. I mean, it doesn't benefit them for us to cut them quarterly checks. Like they want the tax benefits, and so everything is going back into growth. And so our runway is, I'm just maintaining to make sure that we have cash in the bank and continue to grow steadily. But at the same time, we're not sitting on our laurels and saying, why can't we launch annual subscription or a monthly subscription of some sort? Or why can't we partner with some brands that they put the bill on a long-form strategy? So we're talking with some nice sized partners that could help us with the content side, that also could help us with that annual subscription side. I'm bullish on the idea of launching a annual subscription that is blended with premium content, access to discounts from our brands, swag from us and swag from brands. But also we're talking to a few of the amateur and professional leagues to give our subscribers free access, free registration to all of their tournaments.
Oh,
so
great.
There are a few brands that we have started great relationships with, and they're like, hell yeah, like we already had this idea of some type of a subscription model, because we get, there's probably 45, maybe 55 to 60,000 tournament level and tournament people that go to tournaments actively in the country. So the TAM is legitimately accessible to a brand as small as ours, but as big as these tours that want to attract these people to register for their tournaments. And so if we can garner 0.5% of that TAM on an annual subscription, give them a ton of benefits outside of just the tournament registration, I think we're gonna that alone is going to bring us into the stratosphere.
Are you going to put your training content behind that subscription too? Because you mentioned that your demographic wants to get better at pickleball, right? So if you have, I don't know, lessons from professionals and coaches and whatever else behind that, is that something you're looking to do too?
Yeah, we're testing a few low ticket like mini courses. Actually, I wanted to launch today, but we had some bugs we needed to take care of. So soon we'll be testing like a $7 mini course. We'll test a $37 one, and then upsell into we're going to sell like a lifetime unlimited access for like $150 or something. That'll be a testing ground for the appetite of this audience for premium content. But as soon as we have the like a minimum viable product for that annual subscription, I want to launch it as soon as possible, because I want to get a ton of market share there.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. Pretty hyped to hear what you guys do next. Is it public knowledge like how much you raised, or is that like under wraps?
Yeah, sort of. 835K was
Holy
the
fuck, that's a lot.
original raise, and then the follow-on round that we closed in at the end of August was another like 260, something like that. So
Yeah.
up just over $1 million.
Nice. What's your burn rate right now? Is that
Well, right now it's high because we're spending like 20K a month in Facebook ads, another 10 on the agency and consultants to help a little bit on some really risky stuff that I don't have the talent to or time to do myself. So that's 30K right there. But if I cut all that, we'd be revenue positive or cash flow positive with the amount of sponsorship we're bringing in. So
solid? So you're pretty much burning on purpose. You could pull back as soon as possible.
Yeah, we have the runway, and if we maintain our growth trajectory, our sponsorship, at least our forecast, like if we had 70% fill rate across everything, not including any like additional creative dollars that we bring in, that gets us to revenue positive. I think I told my team like we need to get to like 50K a month in gross as quickly as possible, just because if we do that, we'll have a license to essentially double our our growth trajectory. So
yeah. Okay. Are you guys doing anything savvy with unsold inventory right now?
We're using it as incentive. We're using it to tease some bigger sponsors that we want to establish relationships with. We did free ads just to have case studies available for sponsors to show what performance looks like. We'll be using some ad space for that premium content. Why? What other ideas you got? I'm all for.
Oh, I'm
testing.
just wondering. Doesn't ConvertKit have their like programmatic arm as well for ads? Affiliate is always nice. Pushing them to affiliate articles on your site is always good too. Are you guys growing any like membership businesses, like community? Or you guys have a Facebook group? Do you guys have a Circle community?
No. I love Circle. I wish one of our other sites we launched a Circle community for. I wish that had been successful because I love that platform. But so I go back to the demo. The demo is older. They love Facebook. Pickleball Facebook is a cesspool of drama and just shit posting. And so, I mean, there's some good conversations. There's some good banter and back and forth. We've found some good talent here and there from these communities. But anyway, actually, we made an offer to buy one of the larger communities a year ago. But I think running a Facebook community, the only reason why we wanted to buy it was we wanted to milk it for email subscriber growth. So that to me is like, the one we made an offer on has been around the longest. It was one of the original like national pickleball Facebook groups. And so you kind of have a bad taste in your mouth because people love the Facebook group. Yes, it's a cesspool for some things, but an overall benefit for the community, we would be, shellacking it with ads and links to subscribe and stuff like that. And does that really help the community?
But you can do it in a nicer way.
I'm too altruistic for you guys.
Why not build a private one as part of your subscription?
Yeah, we had a few sponsors like tell us, why the hell don't you just start one? Like, with 40K email subscribers, you're going to get, I don't know, at a minimum, you'll get 10%. I don't know.
You just need one VA.
Sort of allergic to Facebook too. I don't know. I like milking it on the ad side, but I don't want to, and I can pay someone to be a community manager, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's like a must do. You gotta put your hate for Facebook aside, which I think we all have.
Here's the offer I'll make to anyone listening. If you want to start a Pickleball Union Facebook group and run it, I'll throw you some money. I mean, if it's in the budget and we can afford you, but you got to know pickleball. I'm not gonna take a rando. You got to be deep into pickleball. Otherwise, people can sniff amateurs from a mile away in this niche. So I've played pickleball for a decade, so I think that's part of the reason why
it's been around for a decade.
It's been around for 50 years.
I played it in elementary school. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Actually.
I mean, it got started in Washington State by like a state senator or a congressman or something. His kids were bored and he had some friends over and they put, a wiffle ball, put just makeshift shit, and it's grown from there. It's been a slow burn, but over the last 5 years, it's on a rocket ship. So.
Yeah, I think the last even 2 years, it's been a crazy rocket ship. I think. Oh, interesting. I didn't know it was Washington State. That probably explains why I played it so early, because we're so close to Washington State.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think pretty bullish on the industry. I think it's really hard to fail. You guys are probably gonna kill it, most likely. But
knock on wood.
Yeah, I think maybe. What do you guys do? Like, do you have like a treasury? What do you do with all the excess capital? Do you have some sort of like step bonds like strategy right now, or do you guys just keep it in cash in your bank?
Just cash at the moment. We keep things very tight, and like our first acquisition or portfolio acquisition didn't do too hot, so it's not like we had to look into alternative investments, and we didn't even look to sell a lot of them. And actually, now that you brought that up, like I got 14 other sites that I could do that guest post.
Dude, your mind is going to be blown, by the way. This is probably, I'm expecting a message in a month. You're going to be like, yo, this was a game changer. Because I think 15 other sites, I'm going to assume, I don't know what they're at right now, but I'm going to assume they're not at zero. So you'll probably still get some inbound inquiries. And yeah, dude, just price them. Remember not to price them under like $50 because it's not worth it.
Yeah. What do you price it based on the niche? Do you price it based on the domain authority? What do you
traffic and domain authority? So I have sites that I just do $100, $200, just flat. And it's like non-negotiable. Please don't negotiate. I'm going to ignore all your negotiations.
I love this idea. This makes sense to just acquire a bunch of dead sites that, have a high domain. And have you done that yet? Is just start?
No, funny enough, I bet you wouldn't believe this, but it's not something this is not something I'm proud of. I don't really, this is not something I love. Because you're quite literally selling shitty links. We don't even use this on our own link building service. So like we actually only sell sites that are flat or have some sort of trajectory. That's like our only link buying thesis. But yeah, this is only for the stupid agencies that do the outreach who don't have good enough filters. And if they want to buy it, be my guest. That's all. You could scale this probably, because if you scale it large enough, all you have to do is you just send them a sheet when they reach out, or like a huge document, like here are all my sites. Tell me which ones you want, and then we'll give you a quote like that.
Nice.
Yeah, try it out.
I've seen like social, like Instagram accounts do the same thing. Like, yeah, they bought like huge following Instagrams. They turned them into, actually, I've seen a few that like you could go back a year or two and it used to be a different like brand or even industry altogether. They just like
sell shout outs
into trending. Like it was like, I forget what maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe it was like MMA before and now it's like running. And so it's just funny to see these types of
this is I think there's a lot on Twitter too. I think Twitter right now is probably pretty profitable if you ever want to look into it. Do you guys have a Twitter account for your Pickleball Union?
We do, but we've been so focused on email and Instagram. Like we did TikTok for a bit because we had all this, vertical video, and we still repurpose a lot of the vertical video across TikTok and Reels, or YouTube.
Dude, do you guys do
but-
pickleball highlights? You should just do that. Like,
so yeah, we went through so many iterations just to see what works, and some of our competitors, like they do that already, so it's like and they already copy us for what we do, so I don't know.
why don't you do that?
Also me being like pig-headed and like it works, so why not just build massive audiences? I like the idea of differentiating. I think it's important to build a brand that people can come to your brand and expect a set of things, and you build that reputation, whereas some of our competitors have done growth efforts that doesn't really do anything for them. Like I don't know, owning multiple Facebook groups. How do you you can monetize those things, but brands don't see much of any value outside of like brand building, brand recognition, and only the bigger brands like really pay for that at a certain level. Yeah. A lot of this stuff I know I need to get off my high horse and just tackle and do, because it'll be good for the long term. But
yeah, I think the highlights one is an easy solve. I don't know if you have any VA like offshore video editors, but they're $400 a pop, man. Like you'll get like 4 or 5 highlights a day out of them. You do that.
I want to ask actually, where do you source these VAs?
Onlinejobs.ph, man, dude. It's not, just do that. Trust me. Don't even, if you dare use any of the headhunters, I'm gonna come after you. I'm gonna fly to Milwaukee and just, dude. I swear to God.
Well, yeah, is it Shepherd? I was looking at Shepherd, but they don't just do.
That's online jobs, but with the middleman.
Yeah.
Right.
So all these headhunters, the incentives are all off because you pay a multiple of the VA salary. So I've been hearing some of these salaries astronomical, like $1,500 a month for someone in Philippines. Well, that person in the Philippines is quite literally like a king. $1,500. I'm pretty sure the median salary is like $200 in the Philippines.
I have a little experience with Philippines VAs, and it's like anything, you get what you pay for, and some people, like, you got to train some people. Like, am I going to find people that can just take directions and run with, like, like say, like, I'll just show them this podcast and say, hey, we want to build this highlights, like separate highlights Instagram account and TikTok account. Just go do it.
Yeah, you can totally do it.
I want that type of VA.
Yeah, you could.
I'll pay double what you quoted. I'll pay $600 a month if
so
they can go and do
what
it
I would
without
do
me
is
training them.
Yeah, what I would do is I would probably put out like a video editor job listing, and then you have like 3 tests. One is like, here's a pickleball game. Cut the highlights out and like add your editing, stuff like that, and then you can see their style. Maybe cut, I don't know, just do that 3 times, and then that's it. Or go out and find a really exciting pickleball match. That's it. That's like the only query. And then if it wasn't exciting, you cut them. Shit like that. So you just get to see how they think. Stuff that like ChatGPT can't answer, because a lot of them actually use ChatGPT to answer your test questions now. It's pretty crazy.
Sure.
Yeah. So you gotta be careful with that. But yeah, I think it's a 100% dude. It's because once you grow like a large enough channel, you can sell sponsorships on there. Easy. You guys already have a sales team. And how much is that? Like $1,000 a pop at least on those across all your channels? Easy, man. Easy. Yeah. And even if you want to just rip off your competitors, black hat thing, not morally correct, but dude, you just mirror the video and it'll still pop off probably.
Just dudes playing left-handed and shit with the right-handed.
Yeah, everyone's playing left-handed. Yeah.
Jacky, your dark arts are ridiculous.
Yeah. Don't get me started. But yeah, dude, we gotta be mindful of the time. Where do you want to send people, Paul? You have not been active on Twitter lately, so.
No, I kind of want to restart, but I don't know. this is my high horse again. I want to differentiate. Like everyone talks about SEO. Like I think talking about newsletters is important. Our agency guy, he does a nice job there. Actually, shout out to Matt McGarry if you don't follow Matt
you work with
McGarry
him.
on.
Yeah,
He's
solid.
great.
Solid. I think he
his
got
team too.
blasted on MFN though. He got absolutely cooked there. Poor guy.
Yeah, that was bullshit. That was a hack job. But he knows his shit, and yeah, I'll leave it there.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know. Go to Pickleball Union. Subscribe.
Yeah, go subscribe to their. All right, so guys, here's the pitch for Pickleball Union. Go subscribe to find out their funnel and how they make money off you, so you can replicate it for your own niches. All right, pickleballunion.com, guys, go sign up.
But don't unsubscribe. We still want you.
Yeah, and click all their ads. If you see a sponsored post, click on that shit.
Absolutely.
And if you're interested in pickleball, buy some stuff off their links. All right. All right. Well, Paul, thanks for your time today, man. Thanks for
much
coming
appreciated, guys. Hope this wasn't just a Paul show. Hopefully I shared.
That's the point.
That's the point, man. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Just to boost my ego. Thanks, guys.